Peckham started as a federal grant. It was funded in like 1975 or 6. The state director of vocational rehabilitation had died in 1973. His name was Ralph Peckham. An agency out of Grand Rapids called Pine Rest Hospital wrote a grant to start a rehab facility in Lansing, Michigan. Pine Rest had rented a building, the old Yankee store in the corner of Holmes and Logan. It was a 20,000 square foot open, used to be a hardware store and grocery store, I guess. So the first day I worked, I showed up, there was no furniture, there was nothing there. I grabbed a card table from my sister-in-law and drug it into work. So that was the humble beginnings. You wanted humble beginnings, that was the humble beginning. We were setting up to be a vocational evaluation center for the state. Quickly, we began getting referrals from the local MRS office. And we had work samples and different psychometric tools that we were putting together and starting to do assessments for the state. After about 4 years of operation, 3 years, mostly 3 I guess, in 1980, we made a decision to separate from Pine Rest and became an autonomous organization. We had an advisory board at the time, and we made them our legal board, and we separated and became a separate entity, a separate 501c3. When I joined, there was a secretary and an executive director, and I was the chief clinical person. We began adding staff rapidly after that, but we had very little resource to do that. So I don't know, when we broke away, maybe 10 or 15 staff, I suppose. We stayed in that building for several years. I'm trying to think. Our first building we bought was the old McFadden bus building at 2822 North Martin Luther King. We still own that building, and I wrote a SBA loan to buy it. We bought it for $325,000, I think, and I had to go find some bankers that would turn us down for a loan, which was easy to do. We actually had a banker on our board at the time, but that qualified us then for the SBA small business loan. So we went to Detroit, I remember, and closed on that business loan.